Start off, obviously, stuck at 25 and made the pick with Jordan Morgan. I'm really excited, like we all are. And versatile offensive lineman like we like, really athletic. We really kind of feel he could probably play 4 positions for us. 2-time team captain, just our kind of guy. And I'm really excited to get him. And, it'll be good to get him up here. But I think when you guys get a chance to meet him, you'll really like him. With that, I'll take some questions.
You could put him at guard where he might have a better chance to start. You could put him at tackle to increase that left tackle for the competition there. What are you thinking?
Yeah, best 5. I think we'll wait to the coaches get their hands on him and see that. I think he can play all 4 spots. I mean, we're fortunate enough that we've kind of we got a lot of guys in our group right now that can do that, and so I think we'll kind of let the best 5 kind of battle it out and see where that ends up.
Can you do that with a rookie where if you started him on the left side and you liked how Walker was doing, could you move it in the middle of camp? Can you move the rookie to right guard and give him a real chance?
I think you can do that. I think obviously a lot's going to depend on the player. He's played left tackle. I think he's got 37-plus starts at left tackle, so that's what he's done. But at the same time, he's a really smart kid, and he's I think that's one of those things. I don't know if you really know that if you could do that early on until you get him in the building and see how he kind of grasps things and stuff like that. But we would expect that he'll be a quick learner and be able to pick up whatever they ask him to do.
What do you see in him that makes him a potential quality guard, either of those 2 spots as well?
Yeah, I think, again, he played left tackle. He's got left tackle feet, very athletic kid, very sturdy, strong lower body. And, he did 27, I think, on the bench as well. So he's a very strong athlete. So when you move inside there, things move a little bit quicker and you got to handle a little bit more power. And he certainly has, shown the ability to do that.
Brian, he had said he was going to enter the draft last year before his ACL. How long have you guys had your eye on him? Yeah,
Sean Linton does that area, and Sam kind of goes in there as well. So Sam Seals. So those guys have kind of, been aware of him. He tore the knee up a little late in 2022, and so as we monitored him through the season, it was remarkable how well he played early in the season coming off of it, but just kept getting better and better, and so that gave us a lot of confidence of where he's headed.
One potential issue if he stays outside of tackle is the arm length. Obviously, how do you view that? How much concern is the short arms?
Sure. No, certainly the longer the better. But we've had a bunch of guys that have played outside there with not, I guess, prototypical arm length and been fine. I think what makes up for it usually is their feet and athleticism, and that's what Jordan has.
Brian, you said you stayed at 25. Did you have opportunities to go either way, both ways, no ways?
Yeah, we were looking at some different things throughout. I think the board held up really strong, which I feel like I say every year, and it did. So we were pretty happy with the way it went. But yeah, there was a couple of things we were looking at to make kind of looking at did it make sense to move backwards. At the end of the day, because Jordan was available, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure we secured the player because I didn't feel great about where we were going to move to and how it might fall.
Hey, Goody, speaking of how the board held up, you've got a pretty good quarterback. It seems 6 out of 12 picks go to the quarterback position. What are you thinking, not needing one, and how that's impacting what you've got going on?
Yeah, that was fantastic. I think as we went, over the last week or so, we kind of felt that might be the case, but again, the draft's an unpredictable, funny thing, and you just never really know. To see 6 of them, I think they went in the first 12, picks. I'm sure, Ted would probably say something like, I'm sure that's happened, but I can't remember if it ever has. So that was interesting. I think the amount of offensive players went in the first round. Again, I think it was something that was somewhat predicted, but unusual. But yeah, no, it was that obviously. For us was something that helped us a little bit, I think.
You had other options and other needs at different positions. How much did the run at tackle break ties? Maybe, there's a lot of tackles off the board already, whereas other positions maybe not so much.
Yeah, I think, obviously it's a premium position. For me, there's only so many big guys usually in each draft, and you realize that they're going to go early and they're going to go quick, and if you don't get one, you might be out of luck. So there's some of that, but again, where we had him valued, this was a pretty easy decision for us.
You said he's one of our guys, or our kind of guy. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, just strong character guy. Going through the adversity of the ACL and coming through to the other side of it, two-time team captain, the way that the people at Arizona speak of him, just, the right kind of guy for our locker room. I think he'll fit in great. And, that's really interesting. Whenever you're picking this high, that gives you a comfort level that, whatever his ultimate potential is, that he's got the work ethic to get there and, kind of put the team above himself. And that was something that was obviously very appealing to us.
And was the moving back going to take you out of the first round or no?
We had multiple options. Some did, some didn't.
By the end of last season, you guys, sorry, Bill. By the end of last season, you guys were playing really good offense. You basically have the same line coming back. So what made you decide to go with a lineman instead of some other positions? Why did you think that was worth doing?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's offensive line, right? A guy who can play offensive tackle, which is just hard to come by. I think we feel really good about our group. We did lose some depth through the process this spring, but I don't feel you can ever have enough of them. I think when you can protect your quarterback, particularly one like we have, you have a chance to win the football game. We were pretty fortunate with injuries for the most part last year, and the guys that had to step up did a nice job. We rotated some guys last year that we won't be able to rotate this year. So to me, it was just, I think we needed to add some things to that group, and Jordan just fit us.
I realize you got a whole bunch of draft picks up to address this, but you play in a division now. The Bears have a whole bunch of receivers. The Vikings have the two established guys. Detroit's got Goff. Was there any thought that, we got to get a cornerback to match up before we're going to play 6 games a year in the division?
I mean, I like our group of corners, and I think certainly, you're always looking for corners as well. So I don't really look at it a lot like that. I mean, to me, it's just about making our team the best that we can make it. Again, you don't know what your needs are going to be once you get into September, October, November, and down the line. So, but yeah, though, there's some good corners in this draft. We'll kind of see how that shakes out over the rest of the 2 days.
We've heard you say best 5 a lot. We've heard Matt say best 5 a lot, so that's nothing new. Traditionally, the first-round offensive lineman that's played left tackle in college, it's more conventional to say, well, at least fail him at left tackle, then move him inside. Why is it important to take that kind of holistic view of the line as a whole unit instead of where the individual components fit? And how much has your philosophy changed on that over the years?
I don't know if it's really changed. I think, one, I just think we were talking about all these other things. I mean, the injury rate in our league is very high, right? And you can't have guys that can only play one spot. That's very hard to do, It just puts a lot of stress on your group. And, having guys that can play multiple spots that are not only athletic enough to do it and strong enough to do it, but smart enough to do it as well. I think it just gives you a lot of comfort, understanding that over the course of a 17-game season plus, you're going to have to figure out ways to put it together. And again, we're hopeful we stay healthy and there's no issues, but that's just not usually the case. So that's one. And then I just think, particularly with what we ask our offensive linemen to do, not only in the run game but in pass pro, there's some similarities I think throughout the line that we're asking these guys to do. So that's part of it.
What's going through your head when you see Detroit jump up one ahead of you?
Yeah, not much. I mean, I think through conversations on the phone, we kind of knew they were looking to do that, It's interesting. I think teams are much less scared to deal with division opponents. So those conversations actually happen with those teams, maybe like they didn't in the past. So, it wasn't a shocking thing.
There's always a lot of attention on the first round, obviously. You're going into tomorrow night with 4 picks. Just how big of a night is tomorrow night? I mean, how much are you guys looking forward to what you got here?
Yeah, no, I think we're all eager to get back and see how this thing falls and see how we can help our football team. The board has held up pretty well, so we feel good about going into tomorrow. But no, tomorrow's a big day for our organization. I mean, I've talked about how important the draft is, to have 4 picks tomorrow in the second and third round. We have a nice opportunity to help our football team. So, yeah, I think we're all really eager to get after it tomorrow.
Two more, please.
A couple years ago, along those lines, you traded way up in day 2 to get Christian. Obviously, probably not avoid anything, but is that an option, or you feel the board is so strong that you might just want to sit there and just pick who you got?
Yeah, no, I think we'll explore some opportunities. Again, having that many picks in these next 2 rounds, allows us to be a little bit flexible. We talked a little bit about it tonight. We'll reassess in the morning and just kind of try to get a little bit of an idea of, how we think it might fall. Again, it's pretty unpredictable, but I think, I think there's opportunities. One of the intriguing things about some of the offers tonight was moving back and getting some picks as you guys know I like to do. So that could be an option too. So we'll see.
On the phone tonight, I was asking Jordan about pass protection last year. He said, yeah, he had a good game against USC. Did you see good pass protection and good opponents to get tape of them out?
Yeah, no, he was pretty solid throughout the last couple of years of tape that we watched. Again, he injured the ACL, and you wondered if early on this year there was going to be a little bit of a, he did get better as the year went on, but I thought he played really, really well early as well. So I think that's probably his, one of his strong attributes is his ability to kind of pass block in space. So yeah, he's had enough competition out west to show us what we need to see. Did a nice job at the Senior Bowl too.
On the flip side of Bill's question, we talked on Monday about how much you liked having 5 of the first 91. Was there any temptation tonight to use one of those picks to go up, or was it pretty clear cut the way things were falling, you wanted to stay put?
Yeah, we kind of early, before this thing all started, we kind of had an idea of a couple players that we thought might have a chance to slide a little bit, and hey, if that happens, could we possibly go up to do that? Didn't happen. So then it became evident pretty early in the night that we were going to either sit and pick or we might move back, but moving up probably wasn't going to happen.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thanks, guys.